Voters in Minneapolis facing a big decision tomorrow, whether to scrap the city's police department in favor of a new Department of Public Safety. Joining me now for more, live from Minneapolis, Kelsey Kernstein. Sorry about that, Kelsey. This is where Defund the Police really kind of got started. So how would this look in Minneapolis if it passes?
Well, Joe, we really are at ground zero of Defund the Police. This is really in Minneapolis where that movement all really got started 18 months ago. We saw the killing of George Floyd by Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin. After that, we saw the eruption of protests right here in Minneapolis and then across the nation. And they were really calling for defunding the police and getting rid of the Minneapolis police officer, police department, that is. Now, voters, they will take the polls tomorrow, and they will decide on a measure whether to abolish the Minneapolis Police Department. And if passed, it would be replaced as the Department of Public Safety. This is essentially a comprehensive public health approach. What would happen if there is a mental health call, they will contact a mental health professional rather than an armed officer to respond to that call. Now, it could include licensed officers. A lot of it is not really spelled out yet, and that's what upsets a lot of opponents to the measure, saying, well, I don't exactly know what this includes. It's just not clear, Joe.
Kelsey, have you been able to hear anything on the ground as far as polling or otherwise what happens with these candidates? Because there are several of them running, and what the thought is on whether Jacob Frey gets reelected tomorrow.
Well, all I can tell you is right now, Joe, is that the crime is up. This is really a pivotal time, and that's really what it's all going to come down to. Crime is up by 30% here in Minneapolis from 2019 to 2020. Murders across the nation are up 30% from 2019 to 2020. That's the single highest jump in just 1 year alone since the 1960s, that is. And, you know, really to keep these cities going and thriving, you have to keep the people living in the cities. And it all comes down to really fighting crime and keeping safety here in Minneapolis, Joe.
Well, we'll see if it costs the current mayor his job tomorrow. Kelsey Kernstein, thank you very much for the live report tonight from Minneapolis. Joining me now for more on this, retired LAPD Sergeant Cheryl Dorsey. Sergeant, I'm wondering, I'm sure you're not as familiar certainly with Minneapolis as you are with LA, but just give me your gut feeling on this. Does this pass tomorrow?
Well, listen, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But, you know, the cop mentality is the same all across these 18,000 police departments. And the problem that they're having there is not unique to Minneapolis. You know, when police officers get butthurt, they lash out, you know, blue flu. It was a thing, right? Sure. Slow response. You know, police officers can make or break a chief, and every chief serves at the pleasure of a mayor. And so, listen, these folks who are hollering, defund the police department, be careful what you ask for.
What happens if it does pass, Sergeant? I mean, is it necessarily a bad thing that they might start from scratch there in Minneapolis?
Well, again, it just depends because, listen, when you defund a police department, when you break it down, when you replace it like they did over in St. Louis, right? Darren Wilson, he came from a defunct police department. I think it was called Jennings PD before he went over to Ferguson. And so there are plenty of misfit toys out there who have resigned under protest or who quit, retired a little early from one department, and they're going to move around like chess pieces. So you'll have somebody who will replace these people under a different name, wearing a different uniform with that same mentality. Until and unless you deal with the accountability issue, you're going to continue to have the same problem. And why they won't deal with accountability is beyond me. You would think it was a four-letter word.
Well, Representative Ilhan Omar recently said that police were not fulfilling their oath of office in Minneapolis. Here's a clip of this, and we'll get your comment after.
Minneapolis Police Department is the most dysfunctional police department in our state and probably in the country.
She's essentially their sergeant blaming police for the rise in crime.
Well, listen, I mean, you know, stats can be manipulated and you can move a type of crime from one category to another. Murders are up nationwide, 30%. Well, listen, so is mass shooting. Is anybody concerned about that? Are they willing to do something about gun control and background checks? to deal with that. And when you talk about calling a clinician rather than a police officer, that's all great and good as long as you have the opportunity. But what about those traffic stops that police officers engage in, and you don't know that the person that you're dealing with is having a mental episode, and you've got to deal with it right now? You don't have time to get a clinician. You can't call a timeout, and you have a Derek Chauvin or someone else who's ill-suited. And that's why it's so important to get the right police officers on the department in the first place. And when somebody shows you that they don't have the temperament, then you need to get rid of them.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the mayoral races, Sergeant, going on around the country right now in a number of cities. And you mentioned defunding. There's Pew Research out tonight that shows 47% of Americans want to increase police funding. Increase. 15% want to decrease funding. This has become a big issue for a lot of cities that initially, as you said, wanted to defund. But now that we're seeing sort of the result of that, many of them are backing off. Do you think this turns tomorrow on Election Day where people start to shift and put more money on their concerns about violent crime?
I think a lot of times mayors are just paying lip service to protesters and activists and others. And again, be careful what you ask for, because listen, every police chief serves at the pleasure of one of those mayors, and they buckled to the pressure of protesters last year. There is a contingency of people out there who are hoping that they would defund the police, who want fewer officers on the street so that they can victimize those of us who may be out there and unable to protect ourselves. And so it doesn't make sense to me to want to defund the police. Here on LAPD, talking about defunding meant police stations closing early, meant specialized units shutting down. And so you can't have a city of any size without an adequate police force to patrol it.
All right, well, it'll be interesting to see what happens because it is an issue now, crime, and this election tomorrow in cities from Seattle all the way to Atlanta and beyond. Retired LAPD Sergeant Cheryl Dorsey, it's always great to have you. And you can check out the Sergeant's book, The Confidence Chronicles, the greatest story never told. Sergeant, great to have you. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.